See that fucking meat wagon back there? And there's this one. And there's another one. Fucking meat wagons. These AMRs. And that one's like speeding off. But the gang stuck me. I'm just joking, of course. Right. I was just the gang stalking AMRs here. And then this one pulled up that waved at me there. It says our American Medical Response Ambulance. But there were just three just parked there. I'm always actually like wondering what's with all these AMRs that are parked here in this parking lot. Either parked here or just like pulled up to some place. And they sit in there and see she's got some type of electronic device. You see it on her face. And they just park here. They don't get out, from what I know. They just park here. This is a general like shopping mall. That place there is shut down. It's not even there anymore. And there's nothing special about it. If there's the AMRs aren't here though, there would be like you know, people park their cars over there and like the street racer looking cars, and I'm like, what the fuck? There they are, they're getting ready to go. And I'm filming them, watch me so. The one thing about my face is they probably know who I am though. That would be a truth. Even though, because actually I heard some stuff about this shit. See, I know about state employees and the emergency responders and police officers. So if you're a target of anything, they're all involved. You're not going to get help. They all know your name. They all fucking know your face. You never know. But that's honestly what I would say. And I one time I asked one and I said, well, you know, the only reason I'm here, because I was getting harassed and I got arrested once. And first of all, my medical insurance claim agreed with me. Completely unfucking necessary what they had done. And I got out really fast. That guy was just staring at me. I'm sitting there watching the bitch drive by. The two of them stare at me. So that's why I actually brought out the film. It's because I saw as that one was pulling in right over here, I saw it, the two of them. And then they're watching me, so I'm like, what the fuck? So I put on my goddamn camera and they park right there. There's two of them. And I'm like, what? There's already two other ones there. Does this one show up? So, all the cops in town know me. You want to know why? Because I'm NSA #1. I'm being spied on by NSA. I got the FBI on my tail. Homeland Security, Pentagon. I got my fucking website built. I got the scandal with the DOJ in Oregon. So, when I got falsely arrested, totally bunk. And the officer, what a loser he was. And he arrests me anyway and takes me to a hospital. And this was actually back in October. And the reason he did it is because my medical records. He got a complaint from my own medical doctor. Corrupt, dirty bitch. That there was stuff in my medical record about the military. But not to protect me, though. It was to harass me and come and get me arrested. So the doctor calls the police, violates my privacy, reported sensitive information about what was in my chart to the fucking police. However, it wasn't to help me, though. So that's why it was total medical malpractice. That doctor Well, also got caught lying because I had audio recordings of what happened when I went into the office. My psychologist listened to that at the time and agreed that what he was doing was completely unreasonable. And I can't remember what she said, but she agreed that, you know, he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing and everything. So when I get taken to the hospital, they have the whistling people whistle at me. See, they already have a schedule where the doctors there know my name, whistling, know my face. You see different staff with aggressive looking, like it's all planned. I record some of that too, and then I go to get taken to another area, another hospital. They transfer me out of there. This is when I noticed just weird stuff. First of all, the EMRs or the AMRs, the staff, the emergency transporters, are fucking looking at me weird. All the staff are. They're listening to me like they're paying special attention. They're listening to me. I was like, what the fuck? I'm making calls to an attorney guy that I know, and I call CCHR and all that, and I say, hey, I've been falsely sucked up by this. Please be prepared to help get me out of here, because this is bullshit. I didn't do nothing. You can go and look at my website. I'm getting all set up, right? And they listen to me. And what else? Anyway, so I actually I say something to one of the AMRs. I say, well, you're violating my rights. And they start threatening me. Well, we're going to have to put hands on it. We'll beat you up. We'll strap you down, and we'll fucking inject you and all that shit. I was like, what the fuck? You're not going to touch me. That's assault. And I'm here falsely, and that's the way you're going to deal with this? Stupid. Anyway, so it was a little bit of a fight, you know, because these guys are violent, dude. This is just an example. They're trained to be as violent as they want. And, but towards the end of that, there's the same two people. I go and I'm like, okay, well, you know, the only reason I'm here is because I run a website exposing government crime. They go, we know. And when they said we know, what the fuck is it they're saying we know? Because, or what are they admitting to? Because they already knew everything about my website, and they fucking knew why that this was all some staged bullshit game. Well, I complained to my insurance company. They didn't pay the bill. And of course the company got stiffed on that because it wasn't medically necessary. They had no reason to do that, so they agreed with me. And, well, that is... So here's one of the things they're trained for. Basically, I call the police, or if anything happens to me, they know who I am. I'm fucking enemy of the state, you know. So here I am, boom. It's all prepared. They all trained on what's going to happen, what's going to go on. If I was to attack someone, or if I was to even get arrested by the cops, or if I have a heart attack, or if I have anything, they're all trained for it. So that nothing bad or out of the government's control happens. That's what I mean. So nothing out of control of the government goes on. So... in Eugene, they all knew me too, man. That was weird. So in Eugene, I called 911. I got taken to a hospital. Dude, I would not believe that, but they knew who I was and why and where I'd come from. And I was out on release after, again, another false arrest. I'm serious. How would they know who I was? By name. And they'd even ask me questions. And they also said, well, he's probably out just because they're getting him medical care. And they don't want to take care of him at the jail probably or some shit. And they acted like they were surprised to see me out, I guess. And I can't remember everything else. But the fact that these two emergency responders knew who I was and that I'd been in jail, and why they'd let me out and why they'd act like that was a surprise, because they've all, same thing there, they all had conversations about everything. When the police beat me up, that's why I was in jail. And so when the police beat me up, everyone's like, they know about this before I get beat up by the cops. They know that I'm going through all this shit. And then they're all just preparing to cook the books afterwards and stuff. And oh, well, that one, anyway. And I like I'm saying, they're all together. They all use NSA. They all got technology. They're all spying together. They do these little operations together. And that's what I went through. So the things where the inappropriate comments by these people who weren't supposed to know who I was, and they weren't supposed to have any interest in, or they weren't supposed to care why I got out of jail, you know, and here they are talking to themselves about it and explaining to one another after they figured it out, because they asked me some questions. That's what it was about. They asked me, one guy asked me some questions, and little did I know, he was actually probing me to fill in the blanks, because he already knew me, but I didn't know him. You know what I mean? And damn, man, these bitches.